Hello everyone, thanks for joining in. Today I'll be doing a video for one of my subscribers. Stu Smith has asked me to kind of go over the tools that I use, and I figured why not do this video for everybody. I figured that if one person has this question, that probably other people have the same question. So I figured I'd go by and kind of explain what I carry, what tools I use most commonly, and kind of go from there. So I'll go from least common, I guess, to most common. So one of the tools I like but very rarely use is a knife here. This happens to be a Peterson knife. He's a pretty controversial dealer, but this is a fairly good knife. I've used it a lot for bypassing, but more often than not, I have no longer used that. The next tool that I very rarely use but is super valuable would be this tubular pick. This one's from Covert Instruments. I don't know what they call it, but it's a super small form factor. Really useful. You can get into pretty much every tubular lock that I've tried to get into with this. Some take longer than others, but super handy for to getting into those instead of having to single pin pick them. So moving on to, this is, I think, the Echelon pick set that I got from Covert Instruments, but I have highly modified what's in there, so it's not just what comes with it. So I start in the back here. So I have the door slip tool. This is super handy to get into unsecured doors that are installed incorrectly. Super handy, very easy to use, fairly cheap. Also in this back pouch, I have different bypass shims. These are some cheaper ones that I have, but I still keep them just because why not? If I have something that might tear up a shim, I'll tear those up before moving on. Other things I have, so front and center, you'll see all Covert Instrument tools. So the first tool here is the Covert Instrument standard short hook in 25 thou or 0.6 millimeters. And then next to that is the Reaper set. Just recently got that and modified what I was carrying. Those tools are all in 20 thou or half millimeter, and I have a review that I'll put a link above for that if you're interested in seeing that. Other than that, I have 4 top of keyway tension tools from Covert Instruments that range from 32 thou, which is, what is that in metric? 0.8 millimeters all the way up to 50 thou, which is 1.3 millimeters. So super handy. You can also use these for bottom of keyway tension tools. And they have 2 different lengths here. Hopefully that's shows in focus. So yeah, there's a short side and a long side to reach into different keyways that might have more protection than others. Moving on, I have the Ergo Turner tools from Covert Instruments. These are in 50, 40, and 32 thou. Yeah, 50, 40, and 32 thou. And that must mean that one of these is 25 thou. That's going to be this one. Yeah, so this one's going to be 25 thou. I very rarely use that. That's going to be 0.6 millimeters again. Very rarely use it. I mostly use the 50 and the 40 thou. Moving on to the left here, this is a what's the word I'm looking for? This is a rake for Euro locks. I haven't ever used it, but it doesn't cost anything to keep that in my toolkit. I also have 2 of the decoding tools by Covert Instruments. One's a little bit thicker than the other. Super handy and decoding and opening different locks. And then I have behind that, these are all my bypass tools. Come on. I have different combs. So I have 4 different combs, again, from Covert Instruments. And then on the right side, I have jiggler tools. So these are all jiggles for getting into different locks. Again, more bypass tools. I have a city rake on the right side. I have no idea where I got this one. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably a Sparrows, but I would not swear to that. And then I have a few wave rakes, all in 25 thou. The city rake here is probably in 20 thou if I had to guess, but I don't have measurements on that. So that's what's in this toolkit. I'd say 99% of the time, this is my go-to kit. But because I bought the Echelon kit and I bought the Reaper kit and I bought the what's the other one? Whatever their standard starter kit is. I can't think of what that's called. Anyway, I also have that. And then, so I put basically all my leftover tools in this Reaper set. And so I also have 3 additional bottom of keyway tension tools. These are the ones that came with the Reaper set. Super handy, but I don't use them nearly as often as I use the other tension tools. So for now, I'm gonna leave those in here, and then the flat wrenches that also came with the Reaper set. So what else do I have as far as picking goes? I say I have a bunch of other cheaper pick sets that probably shouldn't even mention on here just because of how crappy they are. Wouldn't recommend, but I'd say for the 90-20 or the 90-10, these are what I use. And more recently than not, I've been using the Reaper set just because I've been trying to play with them, and they do allow me to get in some of those tighter keyways. But this 25 thou standard short hook, that's my bread and butter. I'd say that's, of all the tools I use, that's the tool I use the most. What else can I talk about? I think that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. And hopefully this helps Stu. If not, I apologize, and hopefully I can further explain something in the future that'll help you out. And if you like this content, please consider liking and subscribing. That means the world to me. And thanks. Have a great day.